Hey guys, what's up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video. And the 31st of July, we're gonna be giving away $500 worth of crypto. All that you have to do to enter this giveaway is press the like button on this video, put a comment down below, and do that in as many videos as you can. To actually make that simpler for yourself, make sure you hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on so you don't miss any, because we're just going to look at all the people who commented and pick a couple of winners. But you got to make sure that you see all these videos, otherwise you'll not have all the entries that you could have. So guys, hopefully you're all having a very wonderful day. I have a hypothesis for you. Would it be better, alright, or is there actually any difference between sleeping 8 hours all at once, let's say from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., or to sleep 4 hours at night and then 4 hours in the afternoon? You know, so you sleep from, let's say, 12 to 4, right? You wake up really early, and then somewhere at around 2 o'clock, you sleep for 4 hours once more. Or let's say 12 o'clock, so noon, you sleep for 4 hours more till 4 o'clock. Does it have the same effect? Which do you think is better? And what's your sleep schedule like? You know, what do you prefer? I'm really interested. I tonight just slept for like 5 hours or something, and then from, let's say, 1 to 5, so it was actually 4 hours, and then just now I slept from 2 to like 6, so it's almost like I described there. But I was just noticing what you guys were thinking about that. It was not intentional, but it did happen, and I'm worried, like, what are the consequences of doing such things? But yeah, guys, also make sure you follow my second channel. It is called Dusty. I'm going to be posting a lot of cool things on there relatively soon. Yes. Now, I want to start off by actually showing you guys a little bit of a video. I have a lot of articles open here, a lot of information on Twitter, but I think this is one of the most important things I've found in quite a while. And the beginning is really quite interesting, so I think you guys will watch it with a keen eye as well and be really quite interested. So let's quickly listen to that.
Income in the future. And there are more than probably 2,000 or 3,000 tokens at the moment. So some of them are fall into these categories quite well. Some of them are trying to be other type of tokens, right? So XRP is a good example here, which is a purely security token, but which is trying to be a payment token. Use cases in financial industry. So the way I do it, I will list all the use cases in the financial industry, and then I will focus on one which I believe might have a greater effect on mass market. So the first use case is a payment. So by using digital assets or tokenized money, people can move money freely without middlemen. It can be, again, on a blockchain, it's just changing ownership, so we're not physically moving money, so that's why it makes things much easier, smoother, and cheaper. The interesting thing is that 90% of members of European Payment Council believe blockchain technology will change the industry by 2025. So this is a payment industry expert believe that payments will be in digital form or in form of tokens very, very soon. Another kind of related use case.
All right, so having watched that, what do you guys actually think, right? One thing that really stood out for me is that he said XRP is a good example here, which is purely a security token. Of course, he said behind that, trying to become a payment token. I find this really quite interesting in a bad way. I really don't think that CEO of Wirex, which is so well known and really popular under crypto users, the CEO of Wirex and co-founder, Pavel Matveev here, should have said something like that. The keynote speech at Barcelona Trading Conference. This trading conference was, if I'm not mistaken, 10th to 11th of July. Of course, where do you think it is? The Barcelona Trading Conference, so it's in España. But I find it a really big issue that he made an oof right there. He yeah, this really hit me from a wide angle, as in I did not expect it, and I'm looking for different ways to interpret it more positively, but it's really quite difficult, I'm noticing, and I'm really not liking what he did there, and so is a lot of the XRP community taking it in as well. As you can see here, Jack the Rippler, Ripple XRP on Twitter, actually posted a retweet with comment, and he said, delete Wirex app, XP to standard Ripple crypto, and it got a lot of responses. As an example, Ayman Asharkawi, Strongcock 2010, that's interesting, actually attaches a video here where he is deleting the Wirex app. And if you're thinking, oh, well, one deletion is not going to matter, these guys in the community are doing it on a massive scale, right? And when I'm saying massive scale, I mean, you know, I've already seen like 50 or something people deleting it, and this is just within the first 12 hours of this all, you know, becoming a thing. 20 hours ago, Ripple Press posted this. A week ago or so, the keynote speech was, since it was the 10th and 11th, but right now people are noticing it, and people are really trying to boycott that Wirex app quite heavily. And since a lot of people supported Wirex from the XP community, I think it could hurt it a little bit. I don't know how much they will care, though. That's, of course, another question. But an attachment to that, again, as this video came from Ripple Press, Jack the Rippler added to it another video from an employee, and this one is a lot better to watch and also a lot less cringy. So let's quickly watch that. For just the beginning, I'm just not going to show you guys everything.
I think it's all positive, and I will see more and more banks and payment providers start using digital assets.
But there's still a little bit of stumbling blocks. I mean, if we look at what's happened in the US, for example, you've got a couple of lawsuits alleging that XRP is a security, which could complicate things with the regulators. Are you worried that perhaps some of these other concerns around the actual how to class XRP, the token, could pop up in other areas around the world, particularly in the regions that you look after?
Look, not really. As far as US is concerned, I think it is ultimately the SEC that will decide. Now, we continue to engage with SEC, educating them about our use case, about what XRP does. We do believe that XRP is not a security, and there are multiple facts behind why we believe so. So, number one, if an investor buys XRP, you do not get stake in the company. You do not get any dividends payout from Ripple, the company. That's number one. Number two, Ripple and XRP are two different things. So tomorrow, let's say for whatever reason Ripple, the company, goes away, XRP ledger will still stay. XRP ledger is open source. Anyone can use it. You and I can use it. Number three, XRP ledger uses a consensus mechanism where there is a need for validators. Now, again, it's an open source software. Anyone can download it. And Ripple, the company, so there are around 150 validators today, out of which Ripple, the company, only owns around 10, which is around 7%.
That's all you needed to know for right now, since the rest is a little more basic explanation about, you know, the same thing he's talking about right now. Now, what again I find kind of crazy, you know, which is also something that XRP Marmite here refers to. Matviv P, that's the handle from the CEO of Wirex on Twitter, I believe. How do you not know XRP isn't a security? As a businessman and CEO, it's embarrassing. It means you don't even know what you're selling. XRP is the most valuable digital asset, again to us, you or anyone could have listed, and Wirex app doesn't even have that many to choose from. So again, I find it hilarious and crazy that he could actually say this in a speech. Like, XRP is a good example here, which is purely a security token. Really mind-boggling to me that he could come out with something like that. Now, from a different angle, something else. Here's Philosophy of Met, J.C. Collins on Twitter. He says, if fiat simply fades away over the coming years instead of collapsing, what will this do to fiat/gold inverse relationship? Gold valuation? The new digital asset class and XRP as a global monetary bridge will change fundamentals for gold valuations, and that is something to keep in mind. Some people might be wondering, why would fiat fade away? Well, that's the hypothesis that we're kind of putting here. If fiat simply fades away over the coming years instead of collapsing, what will this do for the situation? And again, how will XRP and some of the other cryptos here, the new digital asset class and everything, global monetary bridge, how will it change the fundamentals for gold valuations? It's really something interesting to take a little moment out of your day and think about that for a little bit. I find it really cool that he pointed up something like this. XRP-veteran or XRP_veteran on Twitter says, The dollar doesn't have a distributed ledger technology. That's the real innovation. That's what makes the crypto interesting. DOT is new financial system. And then he has a video attached, which, you know,
major exchanges.
More so explains the situation. We can actually go over that as well. Just quickly, let's listen to it.
But there are, last time I looked, 1,600 separate cryptocurrencies listed on major exchanges, and some of them are tiny, and some of them are frauds, no doubt about it, and Bitcoin's the biggest. Bitcoin has no use case other than tax evaders, terrorists, and worse.
I see that.
Yeah, and it's so it'll get to $200 a coin, which is kind of a residual criminal value. But all this stuff about, you know, $6,000, it's all nonsense.
I'm not sure, but I think Doug Cash agrees with your target price.
Yeah, okay.
So
well,
I think
smart guy.
I'd like to, when it comes to these cryptocurrencies, cryptos are transactional. So I agree very much with Jim. Bitcoin, I don't see the transactional value necessarily in
They're
Bitcoin.
not medium of exchange. But could a
But they
central
very
bank
well could be
potentially
because-
back a fiat currency with crypto?
It is now. It's a dollar. It's crypto now. It's like-
The dollar is an encrypted digital asset. You might have a couple bucks in your pocket, you know, but you don't really use it. You use credit cards, debit cards,
Right.
direct pay. You pay your bills automatically. The whole FedWire system is all digital. Has been. The last paper treasury note was 1982, I think. So and all that message traffic is encrypted. So the dollar is a digital cryptocurrency, which shows that, but it doesn't have a distributed ledger, that's the real innovation. That's what makes
Right.
cryptos kind of interesting, is the digital distributed ledger, not the currency itself. And some of them, I think, have a future. The technology definitely has a future, but Bitcoin is a dead end. I mean, Bitcoin's non-scalable, non-sustainable. It's got criminal use cases. It was the biggest bubble in history, bigger than the Dutch tulip bulbs of the 17th century. It's just sort of
I think the New York AG decided against 3 exchanges, right?
Yeah.
Or at least they're looking.
And again, it's to give you guys an idea, a point. What he says there is almost all the way what I agree with. The only thing I would change right there is really given as an argument that Bitcoin can be used for illegal activities and things like that. As I don't think that's really too interesting to speculate about and talk about, as the US dollar can be used to, you know, facilitate criminal things in any way, quite simply as well. And I don't think that's a good one. But the rest, again, what he said, the dollar doesn't have a distributed ledger technology. That's real innovation. That's what makes crypto interesting. And that is also where the longevity lies. That's, again, why this stuff is so good and why I'm so happy to be in this position. This is, again, to talk about the Wirex situation. Andreas H. Swedish_gold on Twitter. Let me actually quickly give him a follow right there for this video. He says, "This is for false statements. Wirex app. Good luck with your future business." And this is, again, a video of him smashing through the card with scissors. Very small scissors, but they're scissors. And this is really the extent that some people are going to. You know, again, don't just believe me on this. Make sure you check it out yourself. A lot of people are deleting those cards, all right? A lot of people are getting rid of them. A lot of people are unhappy with them now. Since, quite logically speaking, if the CEO of a company that you're working with right now just plain old lies or says something completely untrue, to put it in nice terms, yeah, of course you're gonna, you know, rethink your investments and your ideas. And in this case, you're gonna think about really wanting to work with them on a personal level. In this case, working with them as in you're using them, but also just looking at them, following them, having anything that they own. You're gonna rethink that strategy. Another cool thing from XRP, Stuarty on Twitter, he says, "Fully expect to wake up to a $10 XRP in the morning because I'm a noob." And I find it really funny because a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are just expecting to wake up for the coin to be $10, right? It's just a fun little tweet from him, but I just saw the relatability for a lot of people, and I think that having a dream and really working towards your goals is always something you should do. But expecting crazy things like that is not something that I would recommend. I would really recommend to plan as much as you can and hope for the best over a longer term. But because in this case, we do not have anything to do with that price. We cannot change it whatsoever as small individuals. So I'm not hoping for some crazy shift overnight. I'm looking for real solid fundamentals and the price moving forward with time, but really backed up. So I know that it's not just going to collapse. Like they also said in this small video right here, that Bitcoin was the biggest bubble, and then he talks about the tulip bubble. He might talk about some other bubble. We don't want it to be another big bubble or a speculation on big bubbles. Right now we're at 10K. Nobody's saying, yeah, but Bitcoin is still a bubble, right? Not that many people are saying it anymore because it's been solid right now for a couple of years. And we've seen a higher point. We've seen it recover again. The big point is here that if it goes to $10 tomorrow, you know, just instantly, we know something is wrong. And that's, again, where the difficulty lies, because then you're going to have to sell all your XRP. But if everybody decides to do it at 10, then it's going to drop really quickly. It's most likely, you know, only going to allow a couple of us to sell at $10. So I really want those fundamentals, and I want it to go up slower but more steadily. But that's just me, all right? You know, 100% every day, 80% every day, I can accept. But going up, you know, by margins of 400% in days is really something that I would really rather not have, because it really takes away from your fundamentals. Ripple rising, XRP up 4% after Bank of America mention and Bitso news. What we're talking about here, and make sure, guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure you follow my second channel, and also make sure you hit the like button if you're enjoying all of this. Bank of America has been putting out a lot of news surrounding Ripple here. We've been talking about it for 2 days now already, but it's really quite insane and really quite cool. Bank of America names Ripple in its patent for settlement system. According to the reports, Bank of America files a patent for settlement system, citing the name of the Ripple ledger. The patent details the use cases of a distributed ledger technology, and again it comes back there, system, by referring to the instance of Ripple's settlement scheme. So, to put it into context, Bank of America is the American multinational investment bank providing financial services, and the bank has published this patent on June 6th of 2019. But according to the reports, this financial giant has been working this since 2017. Following the patent, the bank has described distributed ledger technology as an interbank communication tool, and as per the Google patent, the system refers to a real-time settlement wherein it highlights the transactions to be communicated through a shared and decentralized ledger. The bank will have access to both the system according to the patent. The patent reads that, referring to figure 6, a diagram illustrates a pre-funded, quote-unquote, Ripple settlement scheme, figure down below. And again, I'm not asking you to understand everything that you're seeing right here. You don't have to go and look up everything that, you know, you're seeing, that you want to know everything. It's probably not going to be needed, but the patent applications contains following are technical banking terms wherein it explicitly added about blockchain as follows. Embodiments of the present invention provide a system operatively connected with a blockchain distributed network, and for using the blockchain distributed network for providing aggregate tracking and threshold triggering. So far, the Bank of America has seen appreciating blockchain and DLT, but this time reverting explicitly to Ripple makes a great deal. Just to point, these references are directing its view to Ripple's ledger tech and not Ripple's cryptocurrency XRP. However, nothing comes from officials yet, but it's quite exciting to wait what exciting news will be released from this patent application filed by the Bank of America. That's what a lot of these articles are about. Some cite some, you know, small little details different, or give you guys some extra info on the side, but this is where it all comes down to. And a lot of people are talking about this. It's been out for like a couple of days now. I think it's been 2 days since the first article, since I saw that pop up. But damn, was I happy to be part of that, to see all of this. Like, it's crazy, guys. We're moving so fast. Bank of America is interested in Ripple. And the fun part about everything that we know as XRP supporters and as community members is that once any party starts to utilize Ripple, I'm not talking about XRP, Ripple the company, they start to use anything related to Ripple, maybe they're asking for advice, we don't know. We know that Ripple is most likely going to try and get XRP used there as well. It has a great benefit for themselves and a great benefit to us. So I'm quite convinced that right now this patent with Bank of America is now reflecting in price, because it shouldn't. There's no direct correlation between XRP and Bank of America to this point, since they're not using it. what we should be seeing, and why I think this is so huge on a deeper level, is because of what it may become. And this is again, of course, up to speculation as well, and to what they fulfill and in what ways they're really going to be utilizing Ripple. That's to see still, but the idea is there that this can be insanely huge for XRP. Ripple rising, XRP up 4% after Bank of America mention and Bitso news. The Mexican exchange Bitso has a license from Gibraltar Financial Services Commission, the GFSC. We talked about all of this already yesterday, but it said here that Ripple adds 4.3%, and I was kind of confused with how they came up to this number and where they got it from. It was quite interesting to me to see. Bitso is the first exchange from Latin America to comply with the Gibraltar Financial Services Commission regulations. While at it, the citation of Ripple in a patent by Bank of America is bullish for XRP. At the time of writing, it is up 4.3% from the last week's close. Let's see. Yeah, over 7 days here, it's not all the way true, but it's possibly because we went down today a little bit further. It's possibly the reason that it's not that perfect anymore. So, this is something that I have some questions about and that I cannot confirm. This is newsbtc.com, and they say, with the Bank of America citing XRP in a recent patent, which I have not seen yet, I only saw Ripple being mentioned, the Wall Street household name could end up using XRapid in the near future. Nothing is substantiated at the time or substantiated at the time of writing this. Nonetheless, the mere mention of XRP and XRapid by extension should be huge for Ripple fans, and I'm kind of worried because I didn't see it personally myself. Because right here they also say Ripple base asset and proposed settlement gateway asset XRP is not mentioned in the patent. So this article might be putting you on a wrong road, on a wrong path. Maybe they got something that I haven't seen. It's possible, but I'm staying skeptical of that one right there for now. Right, so here's a couple of other articles, but I think we're gonna leave it for this for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you did. If you did, make sure you press the like button on this video, and don't forget to enter all the giveaways by going ahead and commenting something down below and pressing the like button. That's all you gotta do, folk. That's all you gotta do. But hey, yeah, I got a lot of videos coming up later today, so make sure you check them all out as they come. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video, alright? Thank you all for watching, and have a very splendid and nice day.